What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mambo. You already know what it is. The Big Dog Command Room. And we came back with another dub, a win, victory. You know what I'm saying? It's been a victorious weekend, you know what I'm saying? Sorry I didn't really post like that, this week. I know I did a reflection, kind of like a mashup, but I didn't do a pregame to this one. Just kind of, I was busy at Howard's homecoming, enjoying that. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. Shout out to everybody attending homecomings and stuff like that, around the country and stuff like that, especially at HBCUs. I had a good time for what it was worth, and I'm tired. After the game, I went right to sleep. I was going to sleep at the end of the game, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, we found a way to win. Of course, we had to make it interesting and stuff like that. But just a way better job, you know what I'm saying? So, we're going to get into it. I was kind of like, streaming the game because I didn't feel like going upstairs, so I was on this couch right here, enjoying it for what it was worth. And yeah, man, D-line did okay. Didn't really have any sacks. Didn't have any sacks at all. Caused pressure, but Aaron Rodgers was cooling. But he's ultimate, like veteran, professional and stuff like that. Doesn't really get bothered too much. Some of the throws were a little off from him. Like I think that was some of the cause of the D-line, but it was an okay game for them. You see Deron in the mix. He's seen a couple people. They were close. They were close a couple times. But nothing really like stood out. Linebackers did solid. I seen Cole Holcomb around a lot of plays. He had some breakups, like especially that one breakup where it was like it looked like the guy caught it like really close to the ground, but then he dropped it. That was really good. Jamin's been flying around. Saw him and his name, pop up a couple times. Yeah, man. Those all, of course, those are the main two linebackers. Linebackers did well. Didn't really see that many things I could complain about. Secondary. The cornerbacks did well. I feel like Kendall Fuller did something. Oh no, actually Kendall Fuller did something good. Like he broke up that I think that like third or fourth down play. Going out to the flats. That was pretty good. But I feel like he did something that was kind of like, that's Kendall Fuller. I can't remember. But they did well. Of course, Benjamin St. Juste did well. They called it like a little questionable, hands to the face on him. But he's a long guy, like long arm guy. So he's going to get a little handsy sometimes, and that's gonna get them in trouble. But for the most part, both of them kind of held it down. But also, the Green Bay Packers offense has been struggling, like outside of Aaron Jones, which he's a dog. He's crazy. I'm gonna get to that in a second, real soon. But outside of him, like nobody was really balling out, going crazy. And they've been struggling, what I'm saying. So it was no reason for us not to, do well. And the receivers, none of the receivers really kind of are scary like they were when we had Devontae. They had Devontae Adams, and even last year when we played them, we held, I think, Devontae Adams to like 75 yards or something like that, which is good for a, a receiver like his caliber. And we played them pretty well, like, just like we did, like, we played them well last year, like we did this year. Our defense really held it down, kept us in the game. I mean, of course, the Packers are going to score, eventually, like, but to hold them to only 21 points, you know, where it could have been worse, like, what I'm saying, it's pretty decent for our defense, like, what I'm saying, knowing where we come from with our defense. Wild Goose, Rashad Wild Goose has really been stepping up, man. He's been, I'm liking what I've seen from him. Like I was telling you, I wasn't too upset or skeptical about him and Castro Fields, being on the team. I was like, bring some young guys in, see how they do compared to the same old guys that we had. Even though last year Danny Johnson played well against the Green Bay Packers for us last year, he's not on the direct team. I think he's on the practice squad. So just bring somebody else in and see how they do. And they haven't really been disappointing us. Like outside of the Eagles game, I really haven't seen Castro Fields. Like maybe because I haven't been watching all the games like that, but. Definitely been seeing Wild Goose, especially the last couple games. Like he's been doing well in the slot. So we found us a slot corner. You don't have to worry about Kenneth Fuller going back inside. You don't have to worry about Benjamin St. Juste going back inside. We found ourselves a slot corner for right now. So that's good, encouraging. You know what I'm saying? Secondary. They didn't really have that many deep bombs. Surprisingly, they had a couple. But it was just like, of course it's just like, and if there was, like, Benjamin St. Juste had a great, like, they tried to call a pass interference on him, and the ball was like 10 yards ahead of him. Trying to see, I can't think. I can't think. It wasn't really that many big explosive plays on us, surprisingly. You know what I'm saying? So, didn't really see that much out of Bobby McCain, like, or didn't really hear, like, his name being called, so that's a good thing. Cam Curl had some good plays, but he also got kind of mossed by Aaron Jones, which was like, like, dang. I feel like if he would have jumped, but also, like, oh yeah, Aaron Jones was kind of catching it over his shoulder, so it might have been harder for him to jump, on cue, but he was in perfect position. He just had to jump. If he would have jumped higher, he could have broke that up or got an interception. But it's Cam Curl. Like he wore my high school football number. He's a dog. Like what I'm saying. So he can mess up. Like what I'm saying. As long as he don't keep doing it. What I'm saying. So it is what it is. He played good though. He played solid. For the most part. I can't complain about it. I saw Derek Forrest. He missed a tackle against Aaron Jones, but for the most part, everybody did well. Cole Holcomb had 9 tackles altogether, 5 solo. Karen Curl had 7, 5. Derek Forrest and Jamie had 5 with 3 solo tackles. Kenneth Fuller had a pass deflection. That was the 4th down one. Everybody else did pretty good. Deron Payne had a QB hit. It was just solid though. Like it wasn't outstanding. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was our best defensive game because we did give them 21 points. Oh, well, I mean, no, really we gave them 14 points because I forgot about the pick 6 or whatever. On the from I think it was Rashad Gary. So actually we did good. I would say it was a solid game for the most part. But also we got to consider that the Packers offense has been struggling. So I can't say it was our best game though. but all together, I feel like the team played better. Like played with more energy. I was like, I'm gonna talk about that more when we get to the offense, of course. But I just feel like all around we just played just so much better than we have in past games. It was just a good all around game, from the coaching to the players, and just just the energy and all that. Even special teams. 'Cause I don't really do a segment for special teams, but shout out to special teams, man. We had we had a couple Percy Butler sightings and stuff like that. Him recovering the muff punt fumble. Shout out to him, and then him actually making. Who would have known that just a simple touch of the ball would make such a vital play for us, like stopping a punt on the 1 yard line. For him just touching it, and then Christian Holmes coming along and fielding it, like he stopped us from getting a penalty and moving them up to like the 20-yard line or something like that, or 25. So shout out to Percy Butler. Shout out to special teams. They play very well. Tress Wade. The boys. Christian Holmes did well. He had a few tackles. Percy Butler, like all of them, man, they did really well, and I'm just proud of them, man. Oh yeah, and even special teams give, man. Man, give, like it's dope seeing him out there kick returns. It's night and day, with Dax compared to Dax Milne. Can't wait to see him. Like he's gonna break one off, like one of these days. Like what I'm saying, he's just very explosive, and can't wait to see that. Still hoping to see Dax and somebody replace Dax Milne in punt return. Not altogether, because I like Dax Milne as a receiver, but yeah, it's kind of tough to see. It was funny because it's like there was a time where one of our players was blocking, and it bumped into Dax Milne when he was about to fair catch, and we actually gained like 5 or 6 yards. Instead of him just fair catching it and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's pretty much defense. Like good job by them. And offense, man, my boy Heineke. I told you I was excited to see him back. Excited to see him play, man. It was a little rough just starting off. Everybody was talking stuff. I was a little mad a little bit too, because I'm like, come on, Heineke, like, what you doing, man? He messing up, the opportunity and stuff like that. And for a minute, I'm just like, especially when he threw the interception for the pick 6, I'm just like, man, like, he might get benched if he throw another one, because he was throwing, like, he was a lot of, like, like pick-worthy, interception-worthy plays, and it was just like, I'm just like, man, like, they might bench him and put Howell in, like, if he keep messing up like this. But, he settled down and he did his thing. But I wasn't the person like, oh, I want him out, or I didn't think he was not good, like, nah. I feel like he's the energy that we needed, like, what I'm saying? And you see how the team just galvanized around him, like, really played differently. We played with a whole new different energy, with him as quarterback, what I'm saying? And all the stuff that they be talking about with Heineke, like, oh, he doesn't have the arm strength. I feel like this game, like, his arm strength wasn't the issue, what I'm saying? Really, like, if you look at where he was placing balls, like, the throw to Terry, all that stuff, I feel like more so, like, the issue that he had this time was accuracy, like, especially in the beginning of the game. As he got settled in and flowed through the game, like, he did what he had to do, what I'm saying, and he played really well, like, and his arm strength didn't seem like to be a major issue. Let me think. I was about to say, and Scott Turner I feel like he called a better game, but it was just like, I feel like it was a combination of Scott being a little bit more creative, with what he was doing, and Heineke just, like, being the gunslinger that he is, being this go getter that he is, that it just kind of just gave us, opened up our playbook more and help us do more. Because you gotta think about it, like Heineke, he's been in the system even before he got here at Carolina, and you know, um, and he's very smart, and he's got a solid grasp of the offense. Compared to Wentz, he's only been here like a year, and he's working on the third offense that he's been in, or probably fourth, I think, because I think he had to change the offensive coordinator when he was at the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be wrong, but yeah, like it's like especially with being a quarterback, you're not gonna have a whole grasp of the offense. Like, it's still stuff you're still trying to learn. So it's kind of tough. Like, even as a player, just like a regular player, offensive player, defensive, whatever. Like, especially offense, though. You're not gonna remember all the plays. Like, when I was watching the game, like I seen a time where like Aaron Jones was like on the wrong side of Aaron Rodgers, and so like Aaron Rodgers was like, bro, you got to go over there. And even though it was a motion, he still had to come back over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just subtle things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably went over there and he forgot that he needed to go in motion or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or just simple things like that. And it's like, but those things make a big difference, you know what I'm saying? Especially how they scheme stuff up. So, yeah, man. It's like, I say all that to say this, man. It's just night and day. Really a big difference with Heineke in. And I was happy to see him. And his anticipation has gotten really better, really good. At least this game has gotten better. Like, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't throwing it late too. At first he was in the beginning of the game. He was throwing the ball late, but as he got settled in, he started doing better, like anticipation throws, and he just balled out. You know what I'm saying. Of course, you're gonna have those crazy little plays where it's just like, I don't know, like him fading away and throwing the ball, but it worked today. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Gibb. Gibb was the MVP outside of Heineke. Gibb was the MVP of this game. Gibb was balling, man. Gibb, was going in, man. So, like, happy to see him. I didn't want no parts of the little trade Antonio Gibson talk, because it's so stupid. We got for Christian McCaffrey, you're gonna trade for somebody, the same player, but he's older and he gets injured more. Like, you know what I'm saying. So I rather keep my guys. Like, you know what I'm saying. So shout out to Gibb, man. He had 59 yards, but I feel like he should have. I feel like he had more than that. You know what I'm saying? The way he was running, I feel like. Also, I love having him on kick return, because I feel like it gives him more chances to touch the ball, where it gives him like that momentum, like that running downhill. So when he gets in the actual game on offense and stuff like that, he just kind of has that mentality to just kind of go, like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you get more touches, especially as running backs, the more touches you get, the better you get. At least for some running backs. I know I was like that when I was in high school. Like, even though, I won't know all-star, all-American and nothing like that, but when I would first play, like, I would have more tendencies to mess up or be scared, or not scared, but like, kind of not as explosive, you know what I'm saying? But the second drive or the third, like, I would just start kind of building and grow from there, you know what I'm saying? So that was just like, I feel like it's the same for Gibbs. And then even then, like, he was doing everything. Like, he had our first touchdown, I believe, or second one. He catching that, like, at the back of the end zone, which was a great throw by Heineke, you know what I'm saying? Like, and right over the defense. Like, his ball placement in the second half was amazing. Like, right over the defense, not in nobody's area, and right in the back of the end zone where only Gibb can get it. Perfect, like, you know what I'm saying. Gibb was balling, man. And shout out to Brian Robinson. I'm surprised he had 73 yards. He did run a lot, That's some good outside runs, good inside runs too. Really aggressive. That was a good play when they ran to the outside to the right, and Curtis Samuel came in and blocked, and he had a good block where it was like it really sprung Brian Robinson out. You know what I'm saying. And there was a run by Gibb, man, where Yeah, all he had to do was miss one defender, and he was to the crib. Like, nobody was catching Gibbs. I love the way he was running today. He just looked like how he did in college. Like, what I'm saying. So I hope to see more of that. Same from Brian Robinson. Like, I can't wait for him to start getting more comfortable in the offense and playing like how he had in college too. Um, you know, Sometimes also I feel like it's still needs to be a little bit more situational awareness with certain things. Like when we got the muff punt and we only kicked the field goal, which I kind of knew that we was going to do, but we was just starting out for the get day. Uh, um, there was a play where we ran Brian Robinson outside, and he ended up getting forced back inside by I want to say Rasul Douglas or Jair Alexander. One of them, or one of the cornerbacks, just really just kind of popped him and brought him back in, and the play didn't do nothing, and then we tried to run inside with Antonio Gibson. So it's just like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get Gibbs a big back and he can run inside, but I feel like we should have reversed it because Gibbs has the speed to get outside, and then Brian Robinson has the force, the power to go inside. So pause. But yeah, man, good game from the running backs, man. J.D. McKissick, he got targeted a lot, but he didn't do too much. Curtis Samuel had some good runs. I like the package. I like Scott getting a little bit creative. I wish he would do this more because we had so many weapons to do it. But I like the package of having Amani Rodgers at quarterback and then having the running backs back there. Like, this is the stuff that I was wanting him to do. I wanted him to have a package where Jared Patterson was the Wildcat quarterback, and we had J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson out there, or Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. We had the weapons for it. But this was before we had all these weapons. But still, having that versatility to have a guy that can run the ball and throw it and stuff like that, and he can read the read option, and he knows how to do it. That's another key piece. Love seeing that. Wouldn't be the dog show without it. Wouldn't be the Big Dog Command Room without it. I don't remember where I was at, but yeah, man. What should we call it? Taylor played way better, man. It just brings it. He brings a whole different energy, man. Like I've talked about in past videos, man. He's just a baller, bro. He's a baller, what I'm saying, and he stays in it. He's not going he's gonna get down a little bit, but he's not gonna get too down where he's not gonna continue fighting and stuff like that. And he's going to make some moves, Sometimes not the moves that you would want him to make, but he's gonna try it, what I'm saying. And he played way better in the second half, so man, shout out to him, bro. Terry, it's a dog, man. Different dog, man. 5 yards for 73, 5 receptions for 73 yards. Especially that touchdown, dog. And that clutch catch at the end of the game with 2 minutes or so left. It's a dog, man. It's a different guy. What was I about to say? I feel like, we know, we've been talking about, we need to target Terry more. He's our most expensive receiver or our best player or whatever. What I'm saying? We need to play. I feel like it's a combination of, one, Scott Turner does need to scheme him open more, what I'm saying, and scheme plays just to get him the ball, which he kind of has, but I like to even having Terry in the backfield, that was cool, but I also feel like it's a combination of, in the past few games where it was a result of, the Terry contract where Terry was holding out, and Carson Wentz wasn't getting those reps and those that chemistry with him to look for him in the game, because like I was saying, Carson is not that familiar with the offense, compared to Heineke. So he's not gonna and he built a rapport with Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel, different guys like that. So he's probably less likely to, look for that, look for Terry, like he would any other receiver. So, but Taylor Heineke, he gonna find Terry, he gonna throw to him. That's one of his favorite targets. So, shout out to him. And shout out to Curtis Samuel. He balled out running and catching. He had that tough catch. You know what I'm saying, to get a first down. Like he kind of climbed the ladder to get it and stuff like that. He definitely redeemed himself from last week against the Bears. Happy for that. Shout out to Armani Rogers. He got another Armani Rogers sighting. This is his fourth receptions. He had 3 receptions today since the first game. So it was good to see him in just even as the Wildcat quarterback. Hope to see more of that package. Hope to see more combinations of him doing stuff. And it was just good to see him. He had some clutch, catches. He had one first down, where it was really tough, and then one where he, I think that was the same play. Yeah, he was blocking, and then he broke out and for kind of a slant or whatever, or a mini post, and then he got the first down, and then he had another one. It was he was, I remember it it kind of it was another kind of slip, you know what I'm saying, where he just got past the defender and got some yardage and stuff like that. I can't remember. I just remember seeing it. But yeah, it was just good to see him, man. Three receptions for 28 yards. I'll take that for my tight end. You know what I'm saying? So, and Gibb, of course, he had some catches, 3 for 18, and then it's the touchdown, which was real tough. He had a Cam Sims sighting. Shout out to him. Dax Milne sighting. And Brian Robinson, he got a few receptions. I like that screen that we did with Brian Robinson. He got a few yards with that. I would like to see us try to do some screens again with Antonio Gibson, but not next week or something like that. Probably down the line, we have to do this randomly because, if we of course, as much as Scott Turner loves to talk about Tennessee, if we keep doing them, people, teams are going to key in on them. So, yeah, you don't want to have that. Cole Turner, I don't know if he got injured or something like that, but he kind of went up and tried to catch the ball. I thought he just straight up didn't catch the ball, but it was a great play from the defender to kind of dislodge it. And then he kind of fell hard, I guess, and he was just kind of sitting there. I don't know if he was just I can't believe I dropped the ball, or he fell really hard and got a concussion, God forbid. But yeah, I didn't really see him after that, so I hope he's all right. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Great dub, great victory, man. I'm happy. I'm tired, so I'm not showing it as much, but I'm happy that we won. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a Commanders channel, but shout out to Howard also for winning. You know what I'm saying? Proud of them. So it was a good weekend for football. Yeah, man. I am excited to see how Heineke's going to do in these next few games. See how he does against the Colts. See how he does against the Vikings and the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles. I'm not gonna look past. No, I'm not gonna look past on that. Right now we have the Colts next. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about them yet. Because we still got a reflection to do on Wednesday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But before I go, I also wanted to say, the Packers defense, especially their secondary. They have a solid defense. Shout out to them. I'm proud of what we did against them. You know, to put up 23 points, like we haven't done it, like we haven't done that since the whatchamacallit game, the Lions game, I want to say. So, you know, shout out to our offense. Shout out to the receiver. Shout out to Heineke, because their secondary, especially their cornerbacks and stuff, Eric Stokes and Sue Douglas and all them, like they have a really good secondary. And for us to put up the numbers that we did, or just the be effective as we did, like, you know, was pretty good. So I'm proud of that too. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. It's your boy Mambo, the Big Dog Command Room. You know, and as usual, y'all be easy. Peace, love, hair grease. Like, comment, and subscribe.